And away we go. Yes, Happy New Year for those that are watching from throughout the world, no matter what part of the world. This is Andre of Overcoming the Odds down here in Jacksonville, Florida. And just wanted to get right into it as far as the new year, new start, since a lot of people always have those New Year's resolutions and they just want something different for themselves, which is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But without any further ado, we're going to get right into the rest of the panel here. Let's go out to New Mexico real quick.
Hey everybody, Aaron Martinez here, and I don't know if my name is showing up quite yet, but let me see here.
Yeah.
Can't see anything.
Anyway, my name's Aaron, and I live here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah, just excited to be here again. It's nice to start the year off again, and yeah, what we've got in store for you today is a little different than what we've been doing, but it'll be pretty cool, and just excited to share what it is that we're all doing today, you know, for our new year, just to start the new year off right. I'm not even going to say New Year's resolution because it should be something. It should be a combination and a kind of a summation of what we do day in and day out that makes a difference. So I focused one day at a time, put one foot in front of the other, and just move towards where it is I want to go. So that's kind of what my whole thoughts on it are. But I'll get more into that a little later. But just want to introduce myself, so I'll pass it off to whoever next. Patricia.
Yeah, Patricia, you're unmuted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry. See, we're not used to this. I always mute myself, as you guys know, because sometimes we get that feedback. But yeah, so I'm Patricia Henry, and I'm out here in sunny California. It's beautiful out here. I just ran outside and made a video. It's a little chilly and cold. Of course, it's wintertime, you know. But it is nice to be back. We were away on vacation or whatever for about 2 weeks while we had the holidays. I don't particularly celebrate them, as you guys know, but it was a great little respite that we had, my husband and I. So I'm going to pass it on to whoever is next, and we'll get into our topic after. Let's see, who's it? Ian there, or?
I'll take it over because I'm not sure if Ian's actually there. Hey guys, my name's Neil. I'm currently residing in the UK, so 11 p.m. my time. But you know, this is my favourite time of the week, so I'm always happy to be here. But you know, as Andre and to be honest, we've all pretty much said it. You know, I don't actually like making New Year's resolutions anymore because I used to love it. I used to always look forward to that time of year, thinking about new aspirations, new year. But often enough, I'd find that I was setting these New Year's resolutions in August and September, and I was sort of thinking 3 months I'm really going to go for it. But it's like, well, you know, we're going to get into all this a bit later, but you know, we don't believe in New Year's resolutions because, as we'll get into a bit later, if you want to do something, then you'll just do it. You don't need to wait for anything, and you know, you don't have to wait for New Year in order for things to be a new start. But you know, we'll go into that a little bit later. So he is with us, so I'll quickly send it across to Ian.
Yeah, it's Ian here from the UK as well, and it's like every day is a fresh start, isn't it? You can make that decision right now to decide right today that, you know, it's going to be a fresh start. We don't have to wait for that new year. You know, every day is a new beginning. I think the quote goes or something like that, and it's like, it doesn't matter where you are right now in life. You know, you can decide to turn over a new leaf whenever you want to. But like last year, when I was like trying to do all these things that I set out to achieve, and you know, not really getting where I wanted to be, and you know, and it's like we set out to maybe achieve something, we turn that new leaf over, and then it's like we start taking action towards that. That's the big problem with a lot of people, a lot of us, I think, is taking action towards our new goals and you know, having a plan of action to take. You know, if anybody can relate to really, you know, setting yourself a certain amount of things to do, and then doing the complete opposite of what you're meant to be doing, so you end up doing everything apart from what you were supposed to be doing. You know, maybe someone can relate to that when they, you know, have something that they're wanting to achieve this year. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'll pass it back to whoever wants to speak next.
Man, Ian, you almost just about covered what we're going to talk about in general at this point this evening. But just in all seriousness, I'm the same way too, just like Neil. But right before we got started live, I've never been a fan of New Year's resolutions. Not saying that they don't work. It's just that people don't really stick with them. I guess that's the thing that really irks me. Ian hit it right on point as far as is every day is a new day. You don't really have to wait to the beginning of a new year to say, all right, let me go make this happen right now. It could be any time throughout the year. Perfect example, when I first got in home-based business, now almost 6 years ago. It was 6 years ago. It was on December, 5 days before Christmas. That's when I first saw my first opportunity. I sat there, I was like, yep, this makes sense. Basically, the rest was history. Because, I already knew what I wanted, too. I wanted to keep on continuing to play football. I wanted to either do American football, for those who are watching overseas, would it be arena or overseas? That's what I want to do, personally. So I've still been playing semi-pro football, too. And it's funny because during this journey going toward that goal, I've been fortunate to be a part of 2 championship teams the past 2 seasons. So, that's kind of where I'll be coming from as far as your mentality, because mentality and setting the right habits. Everything that I do as far as like my daily habits is working toward that. And then also too, when I educated myself in the home-based business profession, now it's like it's gaining that financial independence. It's learning more about business and also more about myself to help better those that are around me. So that's the main reason too why. Again, it's not so much this begin because of a new year, whatever. This is something that I've been humming for a few years too, and it hasn't stopped. Napoleon Hill said it best in Think and Grow Rich. When you're going for a particular goal, guess what? The plan might change, but that's fine. The goal stays the same, but the plan is gonna might change throughout the time. If it does, all right, go get a better homed in plan toward that goal. Because some people like to see a goal. A plan like this. This is gonna be a straight path, but it's really just a bunch of scribbles like that. That's really how the plan is going toward the goal. So that means just keep that in mind. Don't beat up on yourself just because you haven't gotten something. The goal doesn't change. The plan will throughout the time, and that's fine. Make it stronger, and then obviously get a little bit more focus in toward it. So that's what I kind of wanted to bring up as far as just having not so much a perfect plan. Just make sure it is a plan of something. For starters, what it is exactly that you want to be crystal clear. Not to say I just want to make this, and then you forget about it the next day. Which, again, what we mentioned earlier, most people do New Year's resolutions. So I didn't know if anybody wanted else to add on top of that as well.
I was just about to say as well, knowing exactly what you want, because that's what it's like with a lot of people, and me especially, is knowing and defining exactly what we want to get to, the goal that we're looking to achieve. And also, it's it's not really a goal, because you have a goal and you can miss the goal. But if you set yourself an outcome, and I don't know if any of you guys were listening to the Empower Hour that Dave was talking about on Monday, and he was really went into detail about setting your outcomes. Once you do turn over that new leaf, whenever that might be. And really defining that. I think that's a lot of thing with a lot of people, and it definitely was with me, because it's even if you have a goal that's not specific enough, you don't know. It's like you're looking, but there can be it's like you kind of get when you're looking to where you're seeing double, and it's like you can be seeing 10,000 different goals, but you don't know which one exactly you're looking to go at and looking to hit and looking to create a plan to go and actually achieve. Then really what's the point in doing it? Because unless you anyway, I kind of tie myself in a knot there, but yeah, you said it perfectly. Knowing exactly what you want and then knowing why you're going to do it, and that's what it was like for me a lot. Yeah.
To be honest, that was exactly the same with me. But the one thing I noticed when I first set myself real goals that I was wanting to aspire to, I often noticed that any time I had this thought where if that was my goal, I would go straight to it. There was no around, there was no off track. There was literally, I was going that way. And anything that took me off course, I didn't want to do. But often enough, you have to go off course in order to stay on course, if that kind of makes sense, because you've got this goal where you want to go, and you've got this idea of how you're going to get there. But often enough, you'll find that how you're thinking you're going to get there, that's not, to be honest, you're probably not even close as to how you're going to get there, because you learn and you adapt the more you get into the actual goal and the more you get experience in the actual market you're actually in. So when I first set myself a goal of that, I wanted to achieve freedom, I wanted to do all these things, the first thing I ever come up against was product creation. And a lot of people are like, well, you jump into other kinds of things and then you learn the market and then you jump into product creation. But I got introduced to the market by, not so much creating, but buying into the product creation, and then you model your own. But I thought that's where I needed to go, and no matter what, there were things that kept pulling me off to one side, and I'd ignore them because I needed to go in this direction. So I was staying focused to what I wanted, but I was ignoring the lessons that needed to be learned to get where I wanted to go. And this is the thing: you don't get to where you are in one straight line. The curve, it's a learning curve. You don't go in a straight line. You have to learn the lessons, and you have to be willing to learn the lessons, because there are so many things to learn. And there's so many things that need to do, and like I said, your perception of how you're going to do things will change as you get more and more into it. So just be prepared to veer off course slightly. Just as long as you keep in mind what you want, and just think this is ultimately what I want, you will get there. It's just you have to allow yourself to veer off track slightly, because often enough that is the path that you need to take. Just as long as you stay focused to particular actions that you need to be taking every single day. So we all know that you need to be marketing every single day, you need to be talking to your audience every single day, building your list every single day. Things like that are never going to change. But if you've got a perception of thinking, this is everything that I need to be doing, and I'm not going to do anything else, you're not willing to adapt, then you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot and delaying, or perhaps even destroying your chance of success. There are certain things you think are going to actually work, but in the reality is it might not actually work for you. So you've got to be prepared to think, okay, well, maybe that's not working, so I'm going to try something else. And this is what I'm saying about veering off track. So you've got one idea, but sometimes it can work out to be something entirely something else. So just be prepared to learn the lesson, and even if it means going slightly off track to where you think you should be going, you've got to be prepared to go that way if that's the way you're supposed to take it, because you won't know until you've actually tried it whether or not it's going to work, and it might work a lot better than the original plan you've actually had. So that was something that I found held me back quite a lot when I was quite stubborn to adapting to anything, and I found that was one of my biggest holdbacks. So if there's something in particular that you think you're reluctant to try, or you think is actually going to distract you away from what you're doing, I think one of our mentors, Mike Hobbs, actually says that often enough the one thing that we feel is we're procrastinating on is actually the one thing that we need to break through to get through to the next level. So you just need to be prepared to just take action, just do whatever it takes, and sometimes it's just not entirely what you feel. Just go with it. Just keep in mind the daily things that you need to do every single day. Those things are never going to change, but the path, the things that you need to do outside of that, that's always open to change. So just be prepared to learn the lesson and just take whichever course it is that comes your way, and whatever works, you go with it, regardless of whether or not it's something that you feel you should be doing, or whether or not you feel you're any good at it. If it works, why argue it? Just go with the flow.
I'll go ahead and jump in here. So I've been reading this book by Grant Cardone this past week and a half, something like that. Actually, I haven't been reading it. I've been listening to it, and it's called the 10X Rule. And basically, what the whole thing is about is setting goals. Like, you think that you're setting these big goals or something that's actually achievable, but what you're actually doing is setting a goal that you're comfortable with, not actually a goal that's out of reach. You need to set those goals that are out of reach, that are 10 times bigger than what you think you can achieve. And then when you fall short of even if you fall short of getting to the 10 times what your original goal was, even if you fall short, you're still going to be way ahead of the goal that you initially thought you could achieve. So that's one thing. Another thing about going back to the whole New Year's resolution thing, yeah, I don't really like doing those anymore, because it's time can be your friend or time can be your enemy, and in the case of New Year's resolutions, it seems like time is your enemy, because yeah, you have all these grand ideas of achieving something within the next year. You're going to do something, and that's great and everything. But what often happens is you're going after it for a little while, and then you get kind of burnt out by it, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, I've got all year to do it, so I'm gonna put it off, and you're gonna keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And if you're a big procrastinator, like I've been known to be, it's not a good thing, because like, yeah, I always used to justify procrastinating. The way I justified it was I said, oh, I work really well under pressure. I still get the job done at the very end. But why would you want to put yourself through that? Like, just set daily goals, things that you know you can accomplish today, and make a routine out of it. Do what you need to do for the day. Feel like you've accomplished something. It's those little accomplishments that are going to add up to a lot. And it's going to get you where you want to be. And another thing that Grant Cardone says in his book is the thing you want to really avoid is obscurity. You want to be in front of people all the time, because what good is it if you offer a service and people don't know about it? They don't know you. People need to see you. They need to hear you. They need to see that you're out there, even if you're going to have some haters out there, even if you're going to have people that get annoyed by you posting constantly on Facebook or social media or being in their faces. That's good, because you know what? They're still going to be talking about you, and then eventually you're going to be admired. You're going to be admired for it, and then people are going to start to pay attention, and they're going to be like, what's he always on here doing all this? Why is he doing this? They're going to get curious. It's going to raise curiosity to what you're doing, and it's going to help propel your business and whatever it is you're doing. So what you really want to do is just keep doing what you need to do. Keep putting yourself out there in front of people. Keep delivering, and that's one of the things that I'm focusing on, is just delivering no matter what. It's not about what you can get from the marketplace. It's about what you can deliver to the marketplace too. So focus on delivering, and the rewards will come later. Like everything, it takes time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's just something that when people see how consistent you are, they're gonna react to it eventually, and that's what's going to get you to where you want to be. So I'll hand it over to whoever wants to jump in.
Yeah.
Did you want? Go ahead, Ian.
I was just going to say, it's like what Aaron was just saying. It was like what I was doing, taking myself away from the farm mindset, where I left myself everything to do to the complete last minute. And like when there's animals and things to feed and things, and I had it in a routine where I had the minimum amount of time that it took, so that I did it. The final few hours before it went dark each night. I guess I got into this mindset of like, if I leave it to the last minute, then there's no more jobs for me to do at the end of the day then. Because when I was, when I was, growing up and younger, it just seemed like, there was a never-ending cycle of things to do. And it's like, oh, if I've got all this time, I'll leave it to the last minute, and keep putting it off until I leave it till the absolute, the latest that I can leave it, and then I'll get it done. And that was the mindset that I had with everything that I did on the farm. So when I came online, it was like completely different, because, once I'd enabled myself to get my time back, and, I fought freaking hard for that. But when my time freedom, materialized after doing putting a lot of effort into it, it's like I suddenly had all of this time, like Aaron was saying, and it's like, well, now what do? I can't exactly leave it to the last minute every day, because if I keep leaving it to the last minute, it's just going to keep not getting done. And that's what I got stuck into this bad habit of doing, and this routine of, I'll keep doing, it'll be right, I'll do it later. You're doing it now, and this last couple of months or whatever, getting in, better habits of doing things, first thing, and getting into the habits of doing things as soon as I can. And focusing on what most needs to be done now, and doing it now instead of tomorrow. And today is the day, as they say, and it's straight away you can make that choice and make that decision. That's all I got to say. I can't think of anything else to say. But
the one thing when it comes to actually being online, the one thing that's actually going to define anyone is actually the daily ritual. So like Ian was just mentioning there, like I was just mentioning, it's like you have to create these daily rituals, and often enough, you know, I know I'm a quite I used to suffer with this quite a lot. I would often enough leave everything right till the last minute, but in my head I was always thinking about how much time something's going to take, and often enough I'd leave that right to the last minute, or I'd leave certain things to the last minute because I thought it was going to take ages, or well, one way or another, I was just procrastinating. But often enough, you can get things done when you really have to because you've got no other choices. Like he was just mentioning about leaving everything to the last minute. It's like you've got 20 minutes to get a lot done, which would probably otherwise take you an hour if you wasn't in so much of a rush. But because you've got 20 minutes and that's it, you'll find a way of getting it done. So you can get a lot more done when you actually put the time. Sorry, I won't say put the time. When you put the effort in to actually get things done. And this was my problem. I was always thinking about how much time certain things were going to take, and I'd delay it and think that's going to take longer than normal. I'll delay that till tomorrow, and I'd be my own worst enemy in thinking certain things are going to take a lot longer than what they need to do. But once I put my mind to it and just thinking, I need to do this. We need to do this right now. I can't do anything about it. This needs to do. I can't. I've just got to get it done. And once I put my mind to it, I'll get it done 3 times quicker than what I originally thought I would, because I've put my mind to it. And you know, sometimes we can think things are going to take longer, or sometimes in some cases we think that it should be done quicker. But it gets done when it gets done. But once you put your mind to it and just get into these daily habits of just getting them done every single day, then it's a winning mentality that you'll have and you'll develop, and you'll just do it instinctively. I know something that me and Andre were discussing just before we come on, and this was, Andre, you're about you going to the gym. It's like you woke up this morning and normally he gets up, goes straight to the gym, and there's one particular time he thought about, oh, you know what, I'll do that a bit later. But the fact is, he's got into a daily routine of doing that gym. Now, a lot of people like myself, I used to go to the gym, but I would go reluctantly. I didn't enjoy going to the gym. I went to because I had a goal of doing something, but I didn't enjoy going to the gym as much as what Andre did. So I would always leave it to the last minute, or I'd go reluctantly. And you know, having that kind of mindset to say I'll do it later, or you know, I need to do something else. You kind of put in something. You're thinking something else is more important. You keep thinking that I'll do it later, when the fact is, if you don't want to do it now, when you've got the chance, why are you going to do it later? You know, if something needs doing and this is what you need to do to get where you need to go, then it needs doing, full stop. You need to find a way of just building in that daily routine and just putting it to work. And eventually, once you do it often enough, it will just become a routine, and it won't be so taxing on your time, and it certainly won't play as much part on your mind. When you force yourself to do something, eventually it just becomes a daily habit, and it then, often enough, you'll find that you even enjoy it. I mean, I don't know if anybody else who's watching it, have you ever perhaps gone to work at a job that you don't thoroughly enjoy, and then eventually you just do it so often that eventually in some way you kind of accept it for what it is, and in some cases even enjoy it, even if just a little bit. It's one of those things where you do something often enough, quite a lot, and eventually it just takes on its own strength. And if you just allow it to just get it done, then it can often, like I say, it can take a whole different, you know, it can just take on a whole different meaning to itself, and you'll find that it'll open up other doors as well. So just find a way, get it done, and you know, just reap the rewards.
Come on out, Patricia, because I see you got like a novel over there that you got going. Still muted, Patricia.
Okay. Yes. I have a little tidbits I want to share with you guys, because the thing is, when we do have so much to do as internet marketers, and the main focus is we have a blog. I know I have some people on here that are watching, and they wanted to know, well, what do we do, or what kind of business do we have? And I think Mike Hobbs had an excellent explanation about what our blog is. And basically, it is our own personal journal where we want to put our own story on there, whatever it is. But when we're doing our business and getting our things out here, and of course we have digital products that we sell, but we need to market that, right? And then if we're new in the business, it's going to be something that we could be overwhelmed with it. So I have a few tidbits of information that could help you stay organized and set some goals. And of course we know the main thing is, let me grab this. And because it is a new year, and I don't know if you guys went and got something like this, something as simple as this. This cost me $1. And here in the United States, we have a group of stores called the 99-cent store or the Dollar Tree, and I don't know what you guys have there, Andre, in Florida, or Aaron, and I'm not sure what you guys have, Neil, but this is it. I went to Target as well, and they have some more advanced ones, and we all know what a day planner is, and you mentioned that, but you write down all of your goals, because if you don't write things down, you're going to lose focus, and you're going to lose your goals of what you really want to achieve, and that's the only way that I can stay organized. And again, as you see, I have another folder, have several of these that I bought. All of these cost just $1 at the store. But here, if you have a to-do list, make your to-do list, learning new things, maybe make it a habit of learning one new thing in this industry, something that you have to get done, that you need to achieve. And then, we want to implement it. So learn, do, teach. So once you learn it, you can teach that. And once you teach something, you know that it's going to be embedded into your brain, right? And then, like this, we always say, join a team. You guys, all of us are a team. I have not met Aaron. I've met everyone else on our team, our international team here, at our events. So if you join a team, you can get together during the week. If you get stuck, there's something you can go to them and you can maybe brainstorm with them, and you can figure out something that you don't know, and that will help you to move along the process of the things that you have to do during that time period. And that's one thing I like about our company, and I'm sure you guys can agree that even no matter what team we're on, we all can come together. And you guys are not on my team. You guys are my business partners, but you're not on my physical team. My upline is someone else, and you guys all have different uplines. But we could all collaborate together and to achieve the business goals that we need to do. And then when we're going along in our day, we have to delegate. Sometimes that's hard to do if you're by yourself, but maybe you don't delegate the business side of it, because only you know how to do it. Maybe your other half, like my husband, doesn't know what I do on a daily basis, step by step with my business. He doesn't sit and blog for me, but sometimes I'll cook dinner, for instance, and earlier in the day, and he will serve it up to us, when it's time for dinner. He's got, the microwave. He can, or cook a little something like that. So learn how to delegate things. And even in our businesses, we can delegate. There's different services like Fiverr and what's the other one? Upwork. What's it? Help me out, guys. It used to be, was Fiverr had changed. Now it's another name. I can't think of it right now, but they can do different tasks for you that you don't know how to do, and you can, like I said, give that to someone else. You may have to pay them for it, but it's not a burden on you, especially if you don't know how to do that at this point in your business, especially for newbies. All right, and then of course, how are you going to know what to who or how to contract that out or service that? Well, again, that's why you need a team. You need your upline to help you with that. And then we had a wonderful product that we no longer have that anymore. It kind of got discontinued, but we could still give you that information. You could get with your upline, or when you join us, you can find out that information, and we can help you with that. And then again, ask. There's Google it. That's one thing my upline had told me, and you guys had met Marisol Dennis at one of our events, and she would always tell me to Google it. And when you Google it and you're in that routine of doing so, you're not going to get stuck. And I think that's where some of my procrastination came from, because I was like, oh, how do I do this? Well, you go to Google and you find out how to do a task so you don't get stuck and you don't procrastinate over something. And then, of course, plan your day. Maybe segment it. This is what my friend Zara had said. Segment it. Segment it from how you're going to do your traffic, your Facebook traffic, your Instagram traffic, and get your blog out there. And then divide things into 3 different things: morning tasks, noon tasks, and evening tasks. And also, if you do have a list of things that you have to get done, maybe you've got 10 things to do, try to pick out the 3 most important things done that you have to get done that day and get them done so you don't tend to procrastinate. And those are how you can set some goals. I'm sure you guys have many other things to think about or to tell our audience today. And also, one thing is that we forget to tell people is click the link below. There is a green button, I believe. Andre, you want to tell them about that?
Well, Patricia, I was going to bring up something too right before we get into that, as far as something that you heard not too long ago on a mastermind conference from one of our business partners, Dr. Steve, as far as like, since we're talking about the rituals, for obviously for us online, it's like if we want to talk about ourselves as our home base, as our blog platform. But this is what David Wood has said, and I know you already heard this earlier, Patricia, not too long ago, as far as blogging helps you master and clarify your thoughts about things. And once you do start a good habit such as that, if you want, if you choose to do so, it's almost like an online journal. It's pretty cool. Online journal or diary, however you want to say it, as far as, whatever you want to share. You can be in another marketing company, or you can be, traditional business owner or whatever, whatever profession you are. I mean, you can just maybe tell your story about it, just do it daily. I know since being part of this community, I just purposely made it a habit the last couple of years to literally just keep on blogging daily, since I love talking about personal development, because that's what helped me help my teammates out for my semi-pro team win 2 championships the past 2 seasons. So I always like to talk about that, whether it be maybe a video I see maybe on YouTube, or if I do a Periscope, I use that app and switch it over to the other app, which is catch.me, and I can share that video since it's saved, either or, however I want to do it. Or maybe if something like this when we're doing our hangouts. So I mean, if you look at my own blog platform, you would see that, man. Just look at the dates. I haven't missed a day in I don't know how long, because I mean, not here just to, just run smoke up your behind. This is really seriously what I do. I know the event when Neil and Ian and I were being roommates in the Nashville event, not about 2 or 3 events ago. They saw what I did it right there. Nothing changes. As far as what Neil brought up earlier, as far as when you set up a good habit, and also too, this is what Aaron brought up as well. Once you maybe you take away from that maybe a day or 2, if you're really serious about it, you're like, oh man, like if I don't read something, as far as like we're told to read daily and listen to audio daily, like during event time, don't get me wrong, I love being around people to death. But I'm like, oh crap, I haven't read anything all day. It's like, okay, let me try to read something. My head is spinning because you're hanging around leaders too, the 6-figure earners and 7-figure earners. I'm like, oh crap, still gotta read something though. It's like this almost a day. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning because you're not gonna be able to sleep once you're hanging around people that just help uplift you or whatever. So I'm just like, I still gotta do this. You know what I mean? And just, so I get home. This is always too. This is one thing what I do as far as starting those rituals. If I'm not able to do it that particular day, would it be maybe send out email or send out emails or doing push-ups or maybe crunches or stretching or reading, guess what? I make up the next day. So now on top of that, if I haven't finished it or I haven't done it, I got to add on to what I normally do that particular day. I've been doing this for years before, home-based business as far as exercising. So that's, again, as far as the habits or whatever, that's what we've been bringing up here this evening. Again, this is about being clear about what you want, too, as well, because that's the reason why I'm doing this literally daily. Like, these guys want to know if they're in the shower or whatever at events, I'm doing push-ups or whatever. I'll be stretching if they're sleeping or whatnot. That's something I made up, a habit. I did that like since my freshman year in college. So you talk about 2002. So I mean, talk about rituals. There's something. There's a reason why I'm doing this. There's a reason why I'm doing this day after day. I mean, there are also two other things outside too. Like when you see, family members too, maybe with health conditions. And it doesn't matter if you're playing a sport, but you want to be in that same type of health condition years down the road as you get older. See what I'm saying? So it's a little bit more than just playing a particular sport. It's something, longevity. It's something beyond that too. So again, it's nothing wrong about thinking bigger too, but get yourself in the right habits. So going back to the Blau platform, that's something you can share. What we just mentioned. It's a $17 free trial just to see exactly what it is what we're talking about too. But again, be clear about what it is that you want. Now I can tell this is what again David Wood mentioned too not too long ago, as far as like you can tell your goal to like a kid, let's say maybe, I don't know, between the ages maybe 5 or 10, and they can just kind of get a good picture. That's when you're being real clear. Some adults, because the system mentality, this is another topic, some people are like, oh man, that's stupid what Aaron brought up. Man, forget all the little naysayers and closed-minded people, because to be honest with you, they'll never know. So you just keep on just day by day grinding. It's what we mentioned too. Robert Kiyosaki mentioned it so many times in his Rich Dad books. Learn from your mistakes. There are some great lessons in those too. You're only going to get better. Now, obviously, you don't learn from them, then, let's be real, that's your own fault, But it's always a lesson as far as, from making those mistakes. Because I guarantee you do choose to be open-minded on those failures, those temporary defeats, as Napoleon Hill called it. You're going to just get better. As Jerome said, you're just getting better. You're getting better. So that's what I want to bring up too real quick.
Yeah, it's that not being afraid to fail mindset and failing forward and just failing as many times as you can, because you're going to learn something from that. But I bet you can definitely vouch to say that, Andre, from all the habits you have created, it definitely gets a lot easier from the time that goes by after just doing them consistently to do these habits.
Big time.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can just keep it doing, and the more that if you've done it, the more that you've done it, the easier it's going to get. And I think once we can even go in that mindset, it even helps to get started and get doing things like that.
But as well, Andre's crystal clear about what it is he wants, why he wants to do it, and it means a lot to him. And this is where a lot of people this is something me and Andre was talking about a couple of days ago. We jumped on a hangout, and one thing I did mention, and this is what I believe the reason why people fail when they set themselves targets and resolutions and things like that. A New Year's resolution, people set a New Year's resolution either, for me, one of two reasons. One, well, there's three reasons why they set them, but two is usually the common. One, because it gets to New Year's Eve and someone asks them the question is, what do you want to do for New Year? Have you set yourself a New Year's resolution? They suddenly go, oh, no, I haven't. And they always feel like they have to set themselves a resolution, something to aspire to. But in the moment, because you're getting all, worked up and, oh, I haven't set myself a resolution, you're not thinking clearly. And often enough, you set yourself a target which doesn't mean anything to you. So you either set yourself a target because you feel you have to, or this is something else that I said to Andre, you either set it in the moment because at that present moment, all right, something happened that made you feel you wanted to do that. But go back a couple of days later and review that. This is something that we keep saying. If you want to, you review something daily, and that's, when it really, really starts setting in. But if you come back to it a day, two later, even like a couple of days later, I would never advise you to do anything longer than a day. But if you came back to it a couple of days later and you looked at it and you're thinking, yeah, I'm not really feeling that too much now. And that's the point, in the moment, we can all get motivated when we do something, and yeah, it sounds great to do certain things. I've couple of weeks ago, I caught up with some guys who I haven't seen in months, and we set ourselves in the moment. I was like, yeah, let's do this every single month. And don't get me wrong, I would love to do that, but it's just if we didn't do it the following month, it's like, all right, well, no problem, we'll do it the following month, and that's cool. It's something we will catch up later, but you see what I mean? It's one of those things where in the moment I wanted to do every single month, and I still do, don't get me wrong, but it's not something where we all resolved to make sure that we did it every single month, because it was one of those where in the moment it was great, and that's the thing, it's just in the moment it was great, and then it just didn't prevail. And like I said, I don't mean that to come out horribly or wrong. I'm just saying that it's just one of them where in the moment you feel like, yeah, let's do this. I'm going to do it every single month or every single week or whatever. And then you come back to it a couple of days later and it's like, well, I haven't got time, or, something gets in the way, or, you just, it's one way or another, it just doesn't come through. And if it doesn't, it can't really mean a lot to you to do it every single month. And again, I don't want to really associate friends when it comes to that, because I don't want to come across as that kind of person. It's just one of those things where sometimes life gets in the way, and unfortunately you can't always, do everything that we want to do, because there's so much other things that we need to do. But if you set yourself a target and it doesn't inspire you to want to do it every single day, or when you come back to it and you review it and it doesn't mean the same to you as when you first set that goal, you've not set the right goal. You need to come back to it and just think, and it has to get you the same feeling as what it did when you first set it. And when it does that, you will come back to it again and again and again, and it will invoke that kind of feeling in you to make you want to take action and do the necessary goals. So when you set yourself a target, when you set yourself a goal, don't set yourself a goal because you feel you have to. You don't have to set yourself a target. If you don't have a target, that's cool. You haven't found something that you like yet. But just because you haven't, that doesn't mean to say you won't. You just need to keep going, and just keep going in the direction you're going in, and just look for something that really, really, really just grabs you, and you know it when you see it, because you will feel it too. So when that time comes, that's the thing you need to do. But don't say, I need to do this, if it's something that you don't really want to do, because you'll find a way of not doing it. And it's one of those things, because if you don't enjoy doing it, you either enjoy doing it or you don't. And if you don't enjoy doing it, you're going to find a way not to do it. That's just the way the human body works. You either associate pain or pleasure. And if you associate pain, your body will do everything it can to distract you away from that very thing, because it's trying to protect you. That's the way the body works. So if you want to do something that is going to get you to where you want to go, you have to associate pleasure in that sense. Like what Andre does, he feels weird if he doesn't read. All right, he's got this ritual now where maybe some days, odd day, I will attest to that, odd day he won't do his reading, or he won't do his self-development or something like that. But you can be rest assured, if he doesn't do it one day, he'll wake up for the next. I can attest to that. So he's got the ritual going. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He does it every single day, and if he doesn't, he makes sure he catches up with it. But he knows he will, because one, he has the ritual, but two, it's because it means a lot to him. He feels it and he loves doing exactly that. So don't feel you have to do something just because you want to set yourself a target. It's always good to have a goal, but if it's not something that really means something to you, you're kidding yourself. You have to find something that you really want to do, and that is the only way you're going to get anywhere, because otherwise you're fighting a losing battle. So just be truthful with yourself. If it's not something you want to do, then just don't do it. Just do something else. Find something else that you want to do. And it might not necessarily be what you think you want to do. Sorry, it might not necessarily be the thing you think you should do, but it's going to mean a lot more to you, because it's going to be what you truly want to do in the long run. So just figure out what you want to do, and you'll know when you get it, because it will just invoke that feeling in you where you just feel alive and you feel great doing it, and that's what you want to do. Regardless of what people think, regardless of what you actually think, go that way. You might think, this is what I'm meant to do because this is what I'm good at. If being good at something doesn't necessarily mean that's what you have to do, because if you don't thoroughly enjoy doing it as much as what you do something else, you've got to take the other path, because that's what makes you feel alive, and that's what life's all about. So just go with what makes you feel good, and that is when you'll start really taking on something, and you'll want to do it every single day. To be honest, you'll probably go to bed thinking about it. You'll probably struggle to sleep through doing it. Whatever, just find something that really means something to you, and that's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to say, we have developed a routine for Fridays. We rarely have missed Fridays. Of course, some of us have things that we had to go do on Fridays, and so we couldn't be here. But those are rare times, but we collaborate, we come together, we think of a topic for each week that we want to talk about, and we're here consistently every Friday. So, and every day doesn't have to be the same routine. We mix it up a lot. But let's say, for instance, when we have a goal I know for me sometimes I'm on my computer, I have my days, my feast or famine days, I call it. Sometimes I'm on the computer all day, nonstop. My husband has to drag me to bed because when are you going to go to bed, you know? And I'm still doing a project on that I want to get, I'm determined to get finished. And then there's some days when I'm not on at all. So those days that I'm not on my computer, I really have to plan say 2 days, for instance, sometimes even 3 days at a stretch to get certain things done. That if I'm going to stay on track, but if you know we don't do that or we get distracted, we're on the computer and then we get a chat or someone. Like I said, I got 3 messages this week that I had to, and of course it's all about our clients and our customers. We have to address them and their needs and what they're looking for in joining us in business. So you kind of stop what you're doing and feel them out, see what they want to do. You can't quite ignore that because that's the basis for your business. And you direct them. I've learned from my upline, because I kind of used to bug her, but I've learned that I need to be self-dependent. But like I said, in what the list that I had said with you guys, I said if you join a team, you'll have people that you can join and can help you, but you don't want to spend and waste all of their time asking questions that that you could find out for yourself. Once you get the basics, or once they point you in the right direction, then you can go off on your own, research what you need to research about that topic, and then still if you get stuck, then you can come back and ask that person who may know a little bit more about you, or about the topic. Because I know for the newbies that join, it is overwhelming, and maybe they don't even know where to start on how to even implement their goal setting. But again, if they get with their upline or get with a team of people that can help them, that is going to be beneficial for them so that they can move on. Like I am with this team here, and I'm also with my Superwoman group, and that group is really beneficial and really helps us to set goals and see how we can achieve what we need to get done during the course of the day, the week, the month. We even have assignments that we do, and we try to set deadlines. And sometimes they're kind of overwhelming. Again, I know that for me it is, but we try, if we don't start and have a starting point to try to get something done, and we keep procrastinating, we know we'll never achieve it. So joining groups like that, it really helps to get focused, and it helps to get things done.
Yeah, and that what you were touching on, self-dependability, and not having to rely on someone, and just taking that responsibility within ourselves. Like I can relate that to me a lot, and a reasoning why for getting involved in this business, getting online and being able to not have to depend on someone. The example being not have to dependent on my family, not have to dependent on my dad for income, wanting to live that freaking life on my own terms, and just, having that thing like Neil was saying, that thing that reminds you that you feel like to keep doing it, that freaking, like they say, that why that, that makes you freaking cry, that you never forget about, that you just keep on, reminding you that, I think at the end of the day, we all want to be able to, sustain ourselves and be self-dependent, live that life on our own terms and not have to rely on anyone for anything, for money or whatever. And like that's what it was like for me. I was feeling like, I was having to rely on my dad to pay me, and I never even felt like, I was worth that. I kind of felt like he was paying me because, he had to, rather than because he wanted to, and rather because of the value that I was bringing, to the family and to the business. That was a thing for me, to overcome and to realize, my own self-worth and my own value. And that I can go off on a tangent about that all day, but that why, that's going to stay in our minds, when we're, regardless of where we're at, there's always going to keep reminding us, do you really want to live this life on your own terms? Do you really want to take responsibility to learn and grow your own skill set so that you don't have to rely for anyone for anything? And I think that's what brings us all together here. You know, we're all from different backgrounds. We're all at different places in our lives. But at the same time, we're all taking responsibility for our dreams, for our you know, our life on our own terms, to be able to do what we want, when we want, what we want, with who we want to do it with. You know, and that's, you know, that's what, you know, brings us all together. And I think that's the key thing in this online, you know, world is having that togetherness, that unity, you know, where we can come together and, you know, we don't have to be overwhelmed. We can get things crystal clear. We can have people we can go to if we want to ask questions. And at the same time, you know, we're in this, you know, to take that life to our own terms, to, you know, take that responsibility back in our own lives. Yeah, I think that's all I got to say. Peace.
All right, so back on that topic of responsibility that Ian was talking about, you want to go and whatever it is you're doing to build your business, you want to treat it like it's a duty, responsibility, and an obligation. It's got to be something big. It's got to be something that's gonna drive you. It's gonna pull you towards that vision that you have, and it can't be just something that you're doing for fun. I mean, yeah, we do have great times at these events we go to, of course, but we all work day in and day out towards this, and we all get together and we get a lot of work done while we're at these events because we just all feed off each other's energy and everything like that. So it's just so important to go after it, you know, as if it's a duty, responsibility, and obligation, because once you treat it like that, you're going to take it more seriously. You're going to actually, it's going to mean something to you rather than something that you're just doing, you know, for, you know, just for the fun of it or just as a hobby or whatever. Like if you haven't set your goals, if you haven't figured out who it is you want to market to or what it is you really want to do, just start going out and searching, like the act of just searching for it. Don't just stand still and not do anything, because that's not going to get you anywhere. If you find you know that you don't like something, you're moving in one direction, you don't like it, well then change it, move another, go different route, because like I was saying, you know, it's about learning from your mistakes as well, and there's going to be plenty of them along the way. And I've heard this time and time again, like the more problems you have to solve, the more successful you're going to be, because like if you're just sitting there like not having any problems, you know, being satisfied with where you're at, well, you're not moving anywhere and you're just going to stay where you're at. But it's the challenges that come up that are going to force you to stretch. So go find those things that are going to challenge you. Not like something that's gonna, like, you know, challenge you in a huge way, but something that's beyond your reach right now. Just go for that, and then, you know, when, like I was saying earlier, if you fall short of that, at least you're one step ahead of where you were at before. It's all about staying in constant action mode and just not letting anybody bring you down. Like, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try and tell you stuff that, you know, it's, you know, maybe to protect you. They're like, oh, I don't want you to, why are you doing that? Because you're just gonna, I don't want to see you get disappointed. You know, I hear that so many times. I don't want you to be disappointed when you don't meet that goal. Mm-hmm. But that's not a good reason to not do it. It just isn't. So go after it.
And Aaron, like, I really appreciate that you're talking about, you know, we have to be serious about this, because it is a business and we have an operating cost. We have a monthly cost that we put in, but not only that, all of us, I believe, are all in, and with that, we've put down close to $5,000 in this industry, right, if not more. And when we first started, the all-in, that is. But, you know, would you just want to waste your money? You want to be able to recoup that. You want to be able to get your sales that you need. You want to be able to connect with the people. That's why we have a niche. We create that target audience and that target market that we want for our business, because when we do achieve our goals, back to my friend's blog post, she says we have to chunk down these particular goals that we have. So we know that we all have a particular end goal, and that is to achieve the freedom that we want in our lives. We don't want to go back to a cubicle or whatever it is. I was a fashion designer, and you guys already know that, and we already know our own stories, but for the people listening out there, they don't. But that's a fun life. People say, well, why did you give that up or whatever? But I'm older, so I want to attract older people. I mean, younger people as well. Whoever likes my videos, whoever wants to follow me, I'm not going to reject any particular age group as a client. But, I appeal to those kind of people and people who want to reassess their goals in life or their work lifestyle. And to be honest, being a fashion designer is a lot of fun, or it was a lot of fun, but it is time consuming. It is a lot of work. And you were an engineer, Aaron, and I know that Andre loves to be a football player, but there's going to be a time when he's going to get old, and he's young now, but aches and pains are going to creep in, and Ian, he's young and he doesn't want to be stuck to the farm life all the time, and Neil, he has his goals of taking care of his niece and his family there. So you want to be able to chunk down what you want to do in the end goal, and then you want to be consistent with your marketing. And you don't want to get yourself distracted from anything that you're doing. You want to stay on focus with that. And I know a lot of people are doing this and better. They're achieving their goals within our company. And we are really, the end goal is freedom, isn't it, guys? I mean, that's what we want. We don't want to be stuck behind a cubicle. And so we've made this investment in our lives to move forward with a new career. For a lot of us, it's not our second nature, but we're making it our second nature because we're investing in ourselves. And a lot of people, when they start a goal like this online business, they're skeptical. They might say, well, it doesn't work, or I've tried other things and it didn't work for me, even offline, MLMs or something. Well, how consistent were they? Like some of you guys know Toby Black. He asked me that question, Patricia, how consistent have you been with what you're doing? And that's what we all have to ask ourselves. And if you don't have that goal, if you haven't set up a list and do something every day, then you're not going to get any results. So I've been doing certain online strategies that have been getting me goals and have getting things that are bringing me a lot more people that like, comment, and share my video post. And eventually, that's going to lead to someone, and it has. Like I said, I've had 3 people inquire this week of what am I doing for my business. So if I wasn't consistent at doing what I'm doing and setting those goals to get myself out there, I wouldn't have half the people asking me, and they're asking me. I did not even solicit them. They're asking me, what am I doing? And I'm sending them my links, and sending them information. So we have to take what we're doing in this business serious.
And, I almost forgot to bring up earlier too. It's funny when we have the income disclaimer statement below, since we always talk about, when we mention money or any type of results, not typical, but also too, even habits are not typical, because again, if you're really serious, you're gonna make a way to just set yourself, as we keep on saying here this evening, as far as getting a good ritual to what you want. So again, we have that below, your income disclosure statement below, since our results are not typical, but they are very possible, again, if you're really serious about what it is that you want. So that's just one thing I just have to bring up real quick as well, since we keep on mentioning all this, because, I mean, again, how clear are you as far as what you want to get done? As far as what we mentioned, as far as bringing up the business, again, we have the platform below. It's only $17 2-week trial. Give it a, so yeah, so you can have your own blog platform to share what it is that you like. So you might already have a habit already as far as what you're doing, maybe offline or online. For those offline, home-based business, this is a good way just to get more eyeballs, to what your opportunity is, other than basically almost like as Robert Kiyosaki said in his books in the cash flow quadrant, as far as like almost being the S side too, as far as being self-employed. So it's almost like this you and your business, but now you can branch out to the right side, that B and I. As far as being a big business owner, which we really are in the home-based business profession in general. We all are be business owners in general too. But this, more traction doing it that way. You can put your videos as well too, for those that love doing videos, because that's another good way as far as being getting more eyeballs to what you want. And again, like we also mentioned, being consistent with what it is that you want. Whether it be blogging, videos, so maybe pictures, Instagram, whatever, too. Maybe some motivational quotes. You gotta be consistent as far as what you want. That's the reason why we kept on saying earlier why we weren't fans of New Year's resolutions, because people are not gonna be consistent with it. It's not really a burning desire as far as what it is that they want. So this is the reason why we're sharing all these ideas too, because think about it. It can do more as well besides this business. Maybe health. A lot of people usually want to lose weight too. Maybe be lean, get more muscle. Maybe working better in the relationships too. These are the same type of habits as far as what you can do, as far as again, not just business only, but also for your life. But again, you got to be really serious about it too, and it's got to be you have to have a clear outcome as far as it is what you want within that. So that's what I wanted to share real quick as well.
Well, also, I want to mention there are some people that are watching Andre, and I have, let's see, the free download. Did you want to mention that? If they scroll down from the link site that they're watching us on, it says download your free ebook. So that's what they could do as well. And it's the little blue button down there, and they can get that. That's our free gift to them, and then they can start reading that. That could be, and because that's what we do, we have audios, books as well, that in our inner circle, when they join us, if they decide to get the inner circle product, there's a lot of self-development there, and they can learn how to progress so that they can take the steps that they need for their business, positive mindset, so that they can get in that daily habit. Because sometimes, like I said again, why people procrastinate is because they have a negative attitude. And if they can change their attitude, then we know that they can move forward with everything that they have to achieve in their business.
Yes, it is a good way to also brainwash your brain, so you have to worry about having those little haters, as what Aaron brought up earlier. If people want to just be negative or critical, whatever. Because when some people usually say boo if you're in the network marketing profession. Some people just like, hey, just go run away, and just like you never hear about them again. It's like Jim Rome used to say, it's like, oh, the birds got them. It's the birds. But once you're programming your mind too. Once you do get a chance to again, that's your free ebook below, which we mentioned as well. And also, too, once you do listen to good audios as well, so that can complete this brainwash your mind, and really you'll be thinking so much bigger from what the rest of society is doing. As Jim Rome also said years ago, walk away from the 97%. Don't do what they do, don't talk the way they talk, develop a whole other new vocabulary. Basically implying, get some new habits, but it's going to happen once you just continue this to, educate your own mind too, and just feed your mind daily. So yes.
Yeah, and in goal setting, that is definitely that personal development. I know for myself, if I did not have those things to listen to and listen to other people's stories and books like that, then your mind can't expand to the things that you need to learn, again, to move your business forward. I mean, you're going to stay stuck otherwise. Don't you guys agree?
Completely. I will just say this though. You can set all the resolutions you want, and you can almost have everything in place, But the biggest key to success, the biggest key to anyone's success comes from belief. And if you don't believe in what you're doing, then nothing's going to work. You know, we will always stay true to the person we believe we are. You know, look at no further truth than Andre. He is a footballer. That is it. And, you know, he looks after himself. He eats well. He drinks well. He goes to the gym every single day. He is literally everything that you expect from a footballer, he does. So if you ask him if he's a footballer, yes, he is. You ask him if he's a marketer, yes, he is. You know, if you, all right, the easiest analogy I can say is a smoker. You know, a load of people, in fact, I know a few people who have actually set themselves a target of quitting smoking, but when you ask them if they want a fag, a large amount of them will, instead of saying, no, I don't quit so either no, I've quit, or no, I don't smoke anymore, they just say, no, I'm trying to quit. And as long as you've got this kind of language barrier, I would say, then you're always going to, for me, you're on a path to failure, because you're in some way you're still associating yourself with that past life of being a smoker. So if you're setting yourself a goal for freedom, and you know when the time comes up and you're just saying I can't do it, or you know it's just not me, I'm not good enough, you're setting yourself a path for failure. And as long as you keep holding yourself that kind of thought in your mind, that is the direction in which you are going to go in, regardless of whether you want to go in that direction or not. It's like a horse being drawn to water. I think this is an analogy we use quite a lot.
Wait a minute, that's my hubby, guys. Sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, you will always find a way to achieve something in which you believe you are. So you know, at the end of the day, if you really want to start having success, you need to start seeing yourself in a better light. You need to start viewing yourself for the marketer that you are. And you need to start stepping into that and doing the daily actions and putting them into place. So you see yourself as a marketer. The next step after that, developing a plan and start creating that ritual. Because only when you start creating that ritual does this plan start coming together. You know, you can have the best plan in the world, but if you don't put any action into place, then again, it's not going to happen. But if you don't have that belief, when the obstacles come up, which inevitably they always do, you're not going to have the belief to get you past them obstacles, and you're going to find a way of procrastinating. You know, like Andre was just mentioning, you know, you say boo to a large amount and you'll never see them again. You know, it doesn't take much to knock them off path and you don't ever see them again. You've got to have that belief to just think, you know what, I don't care what you say, I don't care how much you try to bring me down, I'm just going to keep going because this is what I'm meant to do. And that's the kind of belief you need to have in yourself, because when these inevitable roadblocks do come up, it's not going to faze you. You're still going to keep going. You're still going to do what you need to do, and you're just going to find a way to do it. But if you don't have that belief and you succumb to the naysayers or, you know, the inner demons that we all have, then that's going to be your biggest roadblock. You need to overcome that. That's the first step. If you can start overcoming that, you'll be a lot better equipped when anybody comes up to you and tries to pull you down, because unfortunately that's just the way. There's a lot of people out there on the internet, and yeah, you know, as Andre and I think Aaron said as well, you know, a large amount of people are the closest people to us that try to do that too, and they're well wishing, but you know, there are some people out there who actually purposefully try to bring you down, and you need to be aware and just sidestep it and just think, you know what, I don't care, because this is what I am meant to do, and you need to have that belief that you will get there, because that is the only way you are. If you don't believe it, you're on a path, you're on the wrong path. You need to change course, and you need to have that belief. You need to find that belief, and it comes with listening to these audios, what Patricia mentioned. Daily audio every single day, reading these books every single day. Start changing that thought process and start believing in yourself, because the biggest successful people on this planet have overcome insurmountable odds. They've come across astounding odds to actually achieve the success. And if you look no further than, you know, a guy I like to look at, he's an actor. His name's Sylvester Stallone. And if you did a little bit of reading about how he's come to be, you'll know what it actually means to overcome odds. And if you read just half of the things that he's been through to get to where he is, you'll be surprised, because it's not all, oh, he's just, he's good, he's successful, he was in the right place at the right time. It's none of that. It's determination, hard work, and not being prepared to accept anything else. So at the end of the day, you need to have that belief in yourself, and you need to just do whatever it takes.
Yeah, also, too, you're getting tremendous value from what we're sharing. Yeah, comment below. Don't be shy. Don't be shy in the new year. Comment below as if you're getting value from what we've been sharing here this evening. Because if you enjoy this, I can't wait to what we have next week. Because something we have stirred in the works as far as maybe 3 ways as far as to help build or increase your business. So this. That'll be, again, since we're always consistent every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So, again, getting back from what we're sharing here tonight, just let us know. Let us know. Hit us up. Blow our comments up as well. Anything else that you guys want to mention as well?
Just one more thing real quick. I just wanted to stress the importance of getting one of these. These are like some of the most important tools you can possibly have when it comes to goals. Write them down. Just the act of going through the exercise is going to solidify what it is you're doing and what it is you want, and do it daily. Like, don't just do it one time and forget about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've got tons of pages of notes and things that that I do this every day. I'm always writing something down. If for some reason you're not able to write it down, type it out. But I would suggest writing it, actually physically writing it, because the whole exercise is just going to help you to get it solidified and get you clearer on your vision. And as time goes on, you'll revise it, whatever. But that's my last thoughts for now.
Yeah, that's a good tip, because if you can write it down, you're physically doing it. You're thinking it, then you're physically doing it. And maybe even also when you're writing it down, do it in an undertone, say what you're going to do as well, because that helps to embed it into your brain as well. So, I've got mine, like I said, I don't know, this is maybe, I should start a journal, this is maybe my number 10 a notebook, but it's important because if you think about corporations, we're not huge corporations, but they have bylaws. They have things that they do on a daily schedule, and they have to run hundreds of employees, or if not thousands of employees. Well, we have a little bit easier. We have ourselves to manage, but if we do it in that professional mindset, we're going to get it done. And after all, who are we benefiting? We're benefiting ourselves. And again, we're in this industry because we also want to help other people. It's like we have this really good news, but we don't want to share it. I think so. We need to get it out there. We need to share the fact that other people can earn income with what we're doing, and people want to know, well, how are we earning income? Simply by sharing our stories on our blogs and sharing information, putting it down there, getting it out there, putting it on the internet. And thank goodness we have this modern form of communication to be able to do that, and teaching other people how they can also make an income, residual income, in fact, with doing this. And again, how do they do this? Set goals, and just don't let them sit on a piece of paper. Activate them so that you can do this and you can have the freedom lifestyle that we all long for.
All right. Also, got to end up with one note, unless anybody else wants to come up and say something real quick.
No, I'm good.
All right. Because I have to end up with this, because I got to go to the man, the myth, the legend, where it all started as far as personal development. I'll be Mr. Napoleon Hill, who said, a handful of times. Whatever the mind of man or woman can conceive and believe, it can achieve, and that is so very true. That is so very true. So, with that being said, we'll see you same time, same place next Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, or out there in the Mountain West will be 4 p.m. Eastern Time, or out there on West Coast will be 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Or out there in the UK, it was 11 p.m.
Yeah, 3 p.m. my time. Don't forget, 3 p.m. West Coast.
3 p.m. Pacific Time. So with that being said, we will see you guys next week.
Take care, guys.
Bye, guys.